Hello. Sunday again.
So in sync.
Ditto.
Welcome to Church at Home.
Yes.
We're so glad you've tuned in. Hope you're in for a great week.
This
great
is the
day.
week. This is the day.
It's the day, is it?
It's the day.
This happens every week.
November 23rd. You won't have another November 23rd on a Sunday for,
Ooh.
don't know, maybe a while.
We're not doing quick maths here
Not
this
doing
morning.
that.
Haven't had enough coffee. Look, we are so glad that you've tuned in, and we would love you to connect into this amazing place. And there's so many ways you can do that. There's lots of avenues. Just a couple. Life groups.
Love a life group.
It's just a group of people who meet together regularly in someone's home. They share food, they share stories, they pray together, talk together, just life in stuff, hence the name. But it's an amazing way to go deeper with friendships and stuff.
Yeah, and perfect time to join one because we're doing a Christmas party. I'm sure a lot of life groups are doing like a little Christmas breakup.
Yep.
So quickly join a life group, get to know some people.
Yeah,
and then
jump in on festivities.
Jump in on the Kris Kringles and the hot dogs and stuff.
You're doing hot dogs.
Probably just do a Barbie.
Yeah.
Big Barbie in the backyard.
Classic. Very Aussie Christmas. I love that. After all that feasting, if you feel like running and doing something active, we also have an active ministry.
Maybe.
Look, that will be wrapping up at some point for a little bit of a break. So get in while you can. We've got netball, riding, running, all sorts of basketball, all sorts of stuff.
Get moving.
Yeah.
Move with us.
Yeah, get moving and get to know people.
Yeah.
And usually get a coffee afterwards.
100%.
Win, win, win.
Yeah, there's all sorts of different social events for all age groups coming up, and it's not too late to join.
A lot of them are Christmas
A lot of them are
related,
Christmas
which I'm pretty happy about, to be honest.
Talking of Christmas, one of the first Christmas event that's going to be coming up is the Christmas Family Picnic.
I love this.
So this is Sunday the 14th, 10:30
Yep.
a.m. until 1 instead of church at
Don't go
George
to
Pentland
church.
Gardens.
Well, you will go
Pentland.
to church, but you'll go to church at George Pentland.
Yes, it's church as in we are the church.
Yeah, that's right.
Have picnics.
This has so many of my favourite things because I can bring a cheese board, I get to see all my people, and it's Christmas related, and I'm outside.
Ticks the box.
And I'm going to bring coffee. There you go.
Oh, I might steal some of it.
Okay, all right. But you know what? I'll bring you one. And then we don't have to
I'll
share.
bring
Okay.
maybe some cheese, and then we do a tray.
Speaking my language.
Yeah. The second one, second Christmas event, Joy to the World Christmas Show, which is featuring Michael Painter.
So amazing.
Played Jesus in the recent Jesus Christ Superstar.
And has like a ridiculous voice.
Vocals
Everything
out of this
sings.
world.
It's insane.
Incredible. That's Sunday the 21st. There's going to be 3 shows. I think it's 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 7 o'clock.
Yep.
Don't quote me. But that's visible on the ticket. So you have to get tickets for that one.
Yes.
Bring your
We need to fit
friends.
everyone in.
You don't want to miss that.
It's honestly the best thing to bring your friends to who maybe don't know anything about church or maybe have some weird concepts around church because people have had different experiences.
People love a Christmas show.
Every single person I have brought to a Gateway Christmas show has been absolutely blown away.
Yep.
And it's one of those, it's a guaranteed winner if you want to bring a friend.
100%.
So do it.
And then the third one, is Christmas Eve. Night before Christmas, all is silent.
Waiting for Santa.
But not silent just yet, because we have candlelit carols.
Yes.
We'll sing.
Just lovely sounds.
And not going to spoil which songs there are. There'll probably be We Wish You a Merry Christmas.
Classic.
It's a classic.
It's a tradition.
Maybe Noel. Is that a song?
I have no idea.
There
will be songs, and they will be Christmas related.
That's Christmas
Eve. And it will
Eve.
be beautiful.
8 o'clock until 9 o'clock p.m. Both p.m.
So look, there's a lot of information. Head to the website. It's got all the ticket information and all the things that you need to know.
Website /Christmas. So it's gateway.asn.au/Christmas. All the information and tickets are on there.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Something else I'm pretty excited about.
Just as good as Christmas?
Yeah.
It's up there.
It's Camp No Fear.
Woo! Love camp.
Camp is an annual youth camp that we run here at Gateway, but it is not just for Gateway, it is for everyone. And if you haven't heard about it before, check out this video.
Love it.
Oh, I can't wait.
Keen.
I can't
Best
wait.
part of January every year.
Agreed.
Oh.
Better than New Year.
Yeah.
New Year is New Year. It's really
New
December,
Year is
isn't
really
it?
it's the pre-show for camp, which is bigger.
Yeah, New Year. I say at midnight. Come on, Camp Nephew.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I'm going. Not Happy New Year.
Camp.
New camp.
Yeah. So there's plenty of opportunity to sign up if you know anybody in your world that's of high school age, get them there. It's not too late to sign up as a leader as well. We just want as many people there as we can.
Yeah.
And don't forget to there's also sponsorships available. So
yes.
if there's a young person in your world that is interested in coming but can't afford it,
we do have sponsorship.
we want them there.
We do not want lack of funds to be a barrier for any person to come to camp, because it is so powerful and such an amazing experience. We don't want anyone to miss out. So if you can sponsor someone, that would be amazing. If you have someone who needs sponsorship, get in touch and we will make sure we can get it sorted.
100%.
Also, great Christmas gift.
Oh, yeah, sponsoring someone for
Wrap it
Christmas.
up in you have to put it in a giant box, just a little thing that says you get to go to camp or something like that, right? But in a big box, and then you can wrap it and put it under the tree. Perfect.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, do you know what else is happening with the young ones?
What
My
they
kids
got?
are so pumped for this. Youth is having a prom,
Ooh.
but they're doing it a bit different. Do you know what the theme for the prom is?
What?
Rodeo.
Rodeo
Themed prom. How fun is
Solid.
that? Do you know what I love? It's because I have one daughter who is super excited and loves getting dressed up, but my other daughter is not at all a dressed up kind of gal. Hang on. Oh, did you?
I just spotted this.
He's found some rodeo
the
vibes.
side of the stage.
Yes. This is exactly the vibe.
The
Do you know
rodeo
what?
prom.
That's the perfect combo of
Sparkly.
rodeo and prom.
This is it.
You should wear that for the rest of the time.
I'm not going to prom, but I'm going to save this for someone in youth who can wear this.
Eva actually has a pink one of those that she thinks she's going to wear.
Yeah, it's right energy.
Olive has made a horse out of cardboard called Little Joe, and her and her friend is a two-person horse, going with a hobby horse in front. Not at all formally, but they've really went into rodeo.
Perfect. Well done.
So well done, youth, for making it accessible for everyone.
That'd be great.
It's happening early in December, and just if you have a young person, get them along to it.
Have
As
fun,
you can see, all kinds are welcome, and we'll have a great time.
I love it. We also love giving in this place.
Yes.
So thank you to everyone who gives week in and week out to Gateway. Helps us to put on all these fun events and things, and keeps the lights on. We just really appreciate it.
When you're giving, you are being a part of all the huge impact that we have in the community and in Papua New Guinea. And there's so many things you have no idea that are happening. There's so many things I have no idea that are happening that are just loving on people and looking after people in the community. So thank you for those who do give. And if you don't, Christmas is the time of giving. So maybe this is your time.
2 thumbs up.
Oh, that's a lot of thumbs.
Oh, today we have...
I was going to say 4 thumbs up. Okay, sorry, go.
Today we've got another Take 3. Last week we had Tim Costello.
Yes.
This week we've got a guest, Chris Waghorn. Now Chris works for the Bible League, which is an organisation that provides Bibles and resources and training. It just serves the church globally, particularly in sort of persecuted and impoverished areas. So before that, he was a successful entrepreneur in the UK health and wellness industry, and he's one of the country's top yoga teachers.
This is a unique title. What a cool life that he has led.
Wild flex.
A really large range of things that he's
done everything.
Is he just good at everything?
This guy he's got a very cool story, and the songs that he's chosen for this Take 3 are great as well. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear it. Looking forward to hearing from Chris.
Maybe get into a downward dog just to prepare yourself, just really
the
get in the
yoga
yoga zone. All right?
I love it.
All right, enjoy.
See you guys next week.
Hello, everybody. We have a special treat today. For those of you who have never been to a Take 3, it's an opportunity to hear somebody's story. And also, we're going to do it through the lens of some of the music that they've loved through their life. And we're going to play some of those clips of music, and we're going to hear some stories of how Jesus has changed someone's world. So today, I want to introduce you to someone who you don't know, but you will know and love by the end of today. His name is Chris Waghorn. Chris, will you come up? Give him a big Gateway welcome. We've decided to call Chris the Hugh Grant of the Bible world because he's British and he looks good in a suit. So what more could you ask for? But we met Chris through a Frankston Ministers Network meeting we had, and he came on behalf of the Bible League that he works for. And he showed us this incredible version of the Bible called the Plain English Version. And it's only just one of the resources that the Bible League do. But this was developed with the help of Indigenous elders, especially to be used amongst Indigenous tribes in Australia. But it has gone on to be used all over the world, Chris, I believe. And in PNG, which we have a special heart for. And the cool thing is that the Bible League have given to us class sets of this Bible, which Rick and Jacob will take up this week, to be used by the kids, you know, in their classes, and it's easy to read and easy to understand. So I just wanted to thank the Bible League for that. That's really amazing. So Chris, welcome. Let's start at the very beginning, a very good place to start. So you grew up in Britain in a, what did you call it?
A small market town.
A small market town.
Near Winchester in southern England.
Yeah, and not a Christian family?
No, it was a nominal Catholic family, actually. So it was C of E Catholic, which means Christmas and occasional Easter.
And you called it a middle-class dysfunctional.
Oh, yes, I come from a middle-class dysfunctional family.
Who comes from a middle-class dysfunctional? You're in good company here. Now, we're going to jump straight to your first song because I think it sort of sets up the atmosphere of your childhood. So those of you who remember The Cure, they're a post-punk new wave. Oh, some of you remember The Cure. So let's see a little bit of Chris's first song. It's called Boys Don't Cry. Were there things in your childhood that you wanted to cry about but couldn't?
Yeah, thanks, Marcia. Good question. Yeah, so I dysfunctional, definitely the right word. So my mother, she passed away last Christmas Day, and for all my life she was a anorexic bulimic, which is a horrible disease to have. It's a spiritual disease. So if any of you who have friends who are alcoholics or drug addicts, then it's a really tough place to grow up inside of. So I was always kind of very much left to my own devices growing up. And, rock music was a big part of growing up. And I was fortunate enough actually to become a member of Al-Anon, which is for friends and relatives of alcoholics, addicts. And I went to that meeting for 10 years when I lived in London, and I had a fantastic sponsor as well.
And that sort of helped you through?
Oh yeah, definitely helped me to understand and how to detach with love from my mother.
Yeah, wow.
Everything's cool. I mean, there weren't there are no problems there, but but that's what I kind of grew up with to give it some context.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Now I know that strangely you chose to do a study in theology, even though you wouldn't have called yourself a Christian, but you were interested in things of philosophy and religion. But I'm going to let's just park that thought because I want to move forward. After uni, you come out of uni with this degree in theology. What was your relationship with God then?
Well, I didn't really have one. I had more of an intellectual relationship with God, because when you study theology as a liberal art, as I did, remember it wasn't seminary or Bible college, there was a intellectual assent to the doctrine and creeds of the Christian faith. But there's a big difference between knowing things about God and knowing Him. So I didn't really have a relationship in prayer or worship with Christ, but I had a intellectual understanding that, yes, prime cause, yes, unmoved mover, or that Aristotelian stuff, and but that's the kind of understanding I had.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So you finish uni, you get a proper job in sort of the corporate world for a couple of years,
right. Yes.
But you didn't stay there.
No, one Friday afternoon I was sent down to the 5th floor and I was given 4 choices. The first choice was by my manager. He said, you can do your competency test now and I fail you. You do your competency test in 6 months and I'll fail you. You resign or I fire you. So I thought, this doesn't look very good. And in fact, the only thing I really wanted to do is to earn enough money to pay off my student debts, so that I could just go out and travel to India and see the world and spend a bit of time getting to know myself, which is what ended up happening.
Okay, so you head off to India. Now, we like this photograph. Can you explain a little bit about this one?
Yeah, so the first time I went to India, that's about month 7. I stayed for 6 months on a tourist visa, and I decided I liked it so much, and I fell in love with the country by then. I extended my visa, which is actually quite a hard thing to do in India, and I started a business, a textile business. So I bought an old Enfield Bullet, 1952 Royal Enfield Bullet in Delhi, and I rode out into the desert in Rajasthan and Gujarat to get behind the main supply chains. And on one of my missions out there, I managed to meet one of the biggest textile merchants, not far from this place, Jaisalmer, which is on screen now, which is way out in the desert. One of the biggest textile merchants in Rajasthan, and that's where I started my business.
So, I think there's a beautiful photograph of you. Okay, so it's 90s?
Yeah, that's 1998, it looks like, yeah.
Yeah, you look like a hippie.
Yeah.
So what are you doing here, Chris?
So what I did, I set up my business importing textiles into London and Paris. I'm buying the old alteration Maharaja wall hangings on one side of the business, and on the other side, I'm designing simpler textiles like lungis, sarongs. Fortunately, David Beckham had just worn a sarong for the first time, which actually really helped the market, my market. And I always knew how to tie on a sarong properly, and that worked. And you're seeing that's the Portobello Road in West London. Like, London's full of little cool markets. And so I ran quite a few. I never done anything like this before, but it teaches you a lot about business. And Portobello Road, Camden, Spitalfields, and I did the festivals. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Trish, can we go back to that one with the hammock? Okay, so this is part of that same time when you're losing yourself in India. So tell us about this one.
So this is in the Andaman Islands. And the Andaman Islands are just off the coast of Burma in the Bay of Bengal. You have to take a ferry for 3 days from Chennai, Madras, to get out there. And I met up with another bunch of travellers, Europeans, Aussies, Kiwis, whatever. It was an American guy as well. And it was basically like go and pick an island and live on it. And so that's what I did. And this is an island called Long Island, where I spent 6 weeks living in a hammock. It was awesome. It was Project Freedom. It was definitely succeeded from that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we need to play this next song.
I think you do.
Rolling Stones, I'm Free. how many of you in your 60s, 70s, 80s were led astray by that song? There's some confessions there. Chris, something really, really horrible happened to you, you know, when you were doing this textile business back in London. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, sure. So I was back in London in it was the year 2000. I was visiting my sister who lived in northeast London. And then one evening we were having a party around at her house, and we wanted to step out for some fresh air. Went to the local milk bar to get her some chocolates because we have, you know, like Belgian blood in our family. That's what we do. And we walk up to the milk bar and we're arm in arm. And she tells me about these guys who work in the milk bar who developed a crush on her. And I wasn't really paying any attention to her because...
she was sort of scared of them a bit, wasn't she?
I think she was. And anyway, she wanted to stay outside the milk bar. So I went into the milk bar, I bought the chocolates, came back outside. My sister wasn't there. So I said, hang on, what was she just saying? So I walked back in the shop and I got as far as saying, have you seen? When I felt this massive crash on the side of my head. And the other guy who was working jumped out of over the counter and they ended up breaking my neck. And I'm quite a big guy. So people tend not to attack me, but they did on this instance. And as you see from the photo earlier, I had longer hair, so they immobilized me and they hit my head and ended up dislocating and fracturing C2, C3 and C4, which was a very serious injury. And I ended up, you know, going to hospital and having a really big operation. So my neck is rebuilt from bone from my hip and titanium and screws and stuff.
So this is the same injury that Christopher Reeves suffered.
That's right.
Remember Christopher, who was the actor who played Superman, and he ended up being a paraplegic for the whole of his life. Would you have thought at the time that your recovery from that was part of God's plan for you, or was that the furthest thing from your mind?
I guess I always knew that I was supposed to be there, which is quite a strange thing to say because I remember being in hospital and life for me had been so fast-paced and wild and good fun. You know, like all my friends back in London all had proper jobs, but I was out doing whatever I wanted to do, and life was very much on my terms. I did actually. I always felt that I was there for a reason.
Now, you recover from this operation, and you're back in India, and you're introduced to yoga. So, tell us about that and how that, you know, is a different direction for your life.
Well, actually, I was introduced to yoga before that injury. In India, one of my buying missions in a place called Rishikesh, which is in the Himalayan foothills. And for me, yoga kind of ticked a few boxes, like in terms of, because I studied Christian theology, if you studied Kant and Wittgenstein and, Kierkegaard, then it's not too much of an intellectual stretch to understand what yoga is all about. So for me, it ticked a few boxes. I was always quite athletic. I was still looking for a career. So I'd recovered in London, and I thought, well, you know, why don't I learn how to become a proper teacher? Because I'd done some courses in India. So
you're sitting under a swami, is that what
that's
you
right,
call?
That's right, a teacher in India.
Teacher?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you've spoken about the dark side of this world. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a bit about that?
Yes, I recently did a podcast with Justin Briley, who he just did the surprising rebirth of belief in God in the West. I don't know if you're aware, but there's a huge, it would seem, cultural shift and return of the tide of the sea of faith within our faith. And so he asked me to come along and do a podcast on should Christians do yoga when he was still doing Unbelievable. And my position is that Christians can do all the stretching that they want, including, you know, limbering in coordination with breath and movement. But as soon as you start calling it yoga, essentially you're embracing an entirely different worldview, and you have to be fully conscious of that. But you see, at that time in my life, I didn't know the Lord. I had an intellectual assent to the doctrines and creeds of the Christian faith, but I didn't know Jesus in my heart. And I think actually the journey from the head to the heart can be quite a long journey. And I think finally faith comes through, the Holy, not your action or your efforts, but through the will of the Holy Spirit.
So what were some of the dark things you experienced in that world?
Some of the dark things, I thought that the Swami, I was one of my teachers. Some of the things he was saying in his lectures, I had my Christian theology brain on, and I said, hang on a sec, that doesn't sound right. So I remember once I confronted him. I went up to his living quarters, and I think I've shared the story with you, Marcy, and I asked him, are you sure you should be saying that bit about the whatever it was? And then he turned around at me and he said to me, by whose authority do you come here? I was like, I can't remember.
Where have you heard
I can't
that
remember
before?
what I said, but I was so amazed at how he responded. I can't even remember what I asked, really. But I was so bowled over by what he said. Of course, if I'd known my Bible in those days, I would know exactly what he was talking about. But I think any kind of being in their physical space, being involved in that world, I think, that you can't help but pick up a bit of, that stuff.
Yeah. So, you've been trained by the top yoga teachers in India, and you've got an idea for a business.
Yeah.
So you come back to Britain.
Yeah, so I made a name for myself as a yoga teacher, partly because there were no other male yoga teachers at the time, and I made a name for myself. Started teaching some public figures and stuff, and then out of that, I grew a supplements business. So I always wanted to kind of move it forward, and so I ended up teaching less, and I grew a premium supplements range which I devised, and we stocked in retailers like Harrods in London, which is a big corner shop. I don't know if any of you know it, and Liberty, Harvey Nichols, Space NK, Whole Foods. So over 100 doors in the UK and Ireland, and I had a book out with Random House Penguin on what I was doing, basically.
So, Chris, at that time, you were a pretty big deal.
It was my business had a public profile. Yeah.
Yes, oh, that's a nice way of saying it. So I think you were, from what I've heard, you were one of the top yoga teachers in Britain.
Yes.
And a book which is published in your name. So you're walking down the high street one day, looking at the windows.
Yes. I lived in leafy Richmond upon Thames in southwest London, and it's a nice, lovely part of London if any of you know it there. And I remember my range was stocked in 7 shops just on the main drag there, and a couple of them were nationals, so that's got quite a big spread. Because the market in the UK is a third of the size of the market in Australia. Sorry, it's the other way around. The Australian market's a third of the size of the UK.
Yeah,
You think about the size of the country. That it was. So that kept me very busy. And I thought to myself that I'd made it, but meanwhile, obviously God had other plans.
So you actually had this feeling of thinking, yeah, I've been free. I've got what I wanted. I've climbed this ladder.
Yes,
and
absolutely. Yeah, and yes, at that time, despite the success, I felt strangely purposeless and dead inside, which is quite a strange thing to experience. And I think a lot of successful people, wealthy, whatever, can feel that in their lives.
Chris told me a little bit of interesting detail that he ended up going to Ronnie Wood's birthday party.
Mick Jagger,
Mick Jagger's?
Mick Jagger's birthday party.
Mick Jagger's birthday party because he was friends with Ronnie Wood's son.
Adopted son, Jay.
I think that, I just want to touch him later on or get him But I can imagine even then, there's an emptiness in what you're seeing, even in that world. Yeah.
Sorry, there's a
emptiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you've reached this level of fame or notoriety, but you're going to encounter God, so we want to hear that story.
Yeah, so God, church, religion, faith just wasn't on my radar at that point in my life. I had no interest whatsoever. Because of my studies in theology, I just assumed I had a more sophisticated understanding of faith and religion and all these, because we lived across the road from a church called St. Stephen's, and I'd not stepped inside the church for 10 years. I'd been living there because I smelt the whiff of evangelism in the air. And I didn't want to get into any embarrassing conversations because as a theology grad, I just assumed that I knew the answers. And I thought, I had a much more sophisticated understanding than those poor people who kept on reminding themselves every Sunday morning what it was all about. That's how much denial I was in. But if you look out there into the world, that's how much denial people have. So if you're here as a young person, you are well ahead of the game. You really are. If you can get learning about Jesus at this point in your life, wow, it's going to save you some trouble. It really will save you a lot of trouble. And where was I? And so I wasn't interested at all in faith and religion. And then my wife Fiona, who's she's from Melbourne, we met in London, and she started doing an Alpha course. She asked me if I wanted to join her, and I got a confession to make. I said, no, why do I need to do an Alpha course? Because I know all about this Jesus person. And then she started doing it, and we can conceive. And I really wanted to be a father. She wanted to be a mother. She's just one of those women who just, needs to be a mother. It's a natural thing we can do. And it wasn't happening for us, and we were waiting for 5 years, and we thought, oh my goodness, I might not be a father. This is so bad. But I knew I wanted to be with her. And then one evening, completely out of the blue, she came into the kitchen, and she said to me that she was on a train, she was deep in prayer, and God gave her the word Nathan while she was deep in prayer. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I thought she'd gone completely insane. And I said, what do you mean God gave you the word Nathan while you were deep in prayer? And she said, yeah, I didn't know any Nathans either, so I Googled Nathaniel, and it means God has given. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? My goodness. And I've heard Fiona, from her perspective, she's shared the story, and she's basically said, even though she wasn't successful with the embryo that was inside her at that point, she always knew from that point forward that she was going to be a mother. Despite the, glaring problems, and there were some pretty terrible problems, actually, structural problems.
You said that doctors gave you a 5% chance
5%
of falling pregnant.
That's
wow.
right. So anyway, when she finally did fall pregnant, I remember crossing the road to the church, St. Stephen's, because we started going there on a, we warmly embraced there. And I walked up to the desk, and it was after that kind of 13, 14-week threshold that means the fetus is viable. And I walked up to Annie, this American lady who was head of the prayer ministry, and I went up to her and I said, Annie, you're not going to believe this, you're not going to believe this, but Fiona's pregnant. She's pregnant. And it gets really emotional. And then she said, Annie, the look on her face, it was kind of being a cross between being awestruck and dumbfounded. I remember just looking like that. And I just knew at that point in my life, for the first time, that God was a person. God was a person. And he was interested, not just in my life, but that he was for us, which is something I didn't know beforehand. Because beforehand, he was this kind of abstract entity, this impersonal force that I thought that, you could control and manipulate for your own ends. This was life on my terms. And then all of a sudden, he's there.
Wow. So speaking to people, there are many people here today, Chris, that love Jesus and love the church and have a passionate desire for people to find him, as you did. What did your church do which helped you to find Jesus?
Well, first of all, we were embraced warmly. You know, they knew who I was, and I was embraced, and I was discipled by my men's Bible group. We called ourselves Fishers of Men. We were a ragtag motley crew of local misfits and weirdos. If you've been to London, you know what that's all about. You know, like ex-convicts, heavyweight boxers, drug dealers, you know, the usual suspects. And we were discipled. And I'd like to share a moment with you that happened. All the Bibles were stacked up in the corner of the room, and I picked up a King James version, something I've not really done since. And I turned to the Psalms, and one of the Psalms says, the entrance of your word brings understanding to the simple. The entrance of your word brings understanding to the simple. And this exactly described what was happening in my life. The entrance of your word, the word of God, brings understanding to the simple. And it was a position that was, like irreducibly, that seemed to defy logic and reason. It was a totally brand new understanding of the world, of being reborn in his name.
This is probably a personal question, Chris, not that the other ones haven't been, but you've gone from a place where people would consider you somebody in Britain, you're a top 10 or published author, people know you. Now you're living in Melbourne. I know you work from a bungalow in the back of your house. You had that feeling of I've made it back then. What does that ego look like now to you?
Well, do you know, the biggest relief, I think, is that finding out it's all about him and not about me. That was the most amazing thing that happened. And I'm so relieved about that. It's such a relief. It was like a weight taken from my shoulders.
Wow.
Especially, because when you have your own business and you call it after yourself, that, it was a really bad idea. Because you have pressure at all sorts of different levels, shareholders, customers, staff, and then I just absolutely, I was so relieved that it was about Jesus and not about me, basically.
So the words of that song, I'm Free, what does it mean to you now?
Well, in my life, it was all a big project about finding freedom under my own terms, to be captain of my own soul, master of my own fate. But actually, you can only really find true freedom in him, in Jesus Christ. And to come to that understanding is only through him, and only something that he can do for you. It's not something that you can necessarily do for yourself.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, it's a good spot to play your third song, I think, from Hillsong.
You were the word at the beginning, one with God the Lord Most High. Your hidden glory in creation, now revealed in you, our Christ. What a beautiful name it is. What a beautiful name it is. You sing.
Such a beautiful song. Chris, you could have chosen any of hundreds of worship songs. Why that one?
So there was this point when I was at St Stephen's church in London, this church that I ended up going to, and from all the theology, all that kind of intellectual stuff that I had done, and all the books that I had read, there it was in black and white on the screen. It was just so beautifully and irreducibly simple. What a beautiful name.
Yeah.
And it just seemed to cut through everything.
Yeah.
And I remember it was mildly charismatic, the church. So people were putting their, a few arms aloft and that kind of thing. But I remember the times that I did go to church was very few and far between. When I was a student in London, I remember it was quite a charismatic church. And people putting their arms up all over the place. And I thought, I'll never be one of them. Oh dear, I thought, oh no. And then there I was thinking, I need to put my hand in the air. My goodness, I just need to do it. Yeah.
I was thinking, what an incredible difference from I'm free to do whatever I want any old time to Jesus, you are King. Is such, the journey that God's taken you on.
Yeah.
Look, we could talk for ages. We've only got a couple of minutes left, but I wanted to just focus in on the work that you're doing with the Bible League.
Sure.
So obviously you're passionate about the Word of God. So tell us a little bit about your work.
Yeah, sure. So I'm the development officer in Victoria for Bible League, and we're a mission agency. We're actually across 79 nations across the world. We work in the persecuted world. The Islamic Belt 1040 window, Sub-Saharan Africa, East Asia. Here in Australia, we've got a few ministries as well, which I'll speak about in just a moment. Broadly speaking, we do two things. We do resourcing, so we resource the under-resourced global church with the provision of the Word of God, so that's Bibles and biblical resources. And we also do training, so that's discipling. Now, what's unique about Bible League is that the training and discipling and the resourcing always comes together. So generally we don't give Bibles out unless people are being discipled, which we call Project Philip. Remember the story of Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch? Because that's how mission works. That's how the Word of God gets out there. And in Australia we've got a few ministries here. Our most famous one is actually the Prison Bible. And it's not called the Prison Bible for various different reasons. We've supplied 9,000 prison Bibles this year. Just here in Australia, but we also do the Prison Bible all over the world. It's got 52 life lessons in the beginning. How do I cope with the noise in prison? How do I build healthy relationships with the guards, with other inmates? How do I lead a life according to Christ's precepts as opposed to prison laws? That's one ministry. Another ministry is the PEV. And I'm delighted that we're now working together with your mission in up there in PNG. We've got 450 dedicated evangelists in the field who use our resources. And because of the way we work, 90% of those dedicated evangelists are Indigenous people themselves. And it's actually had the unintended consequence. It started about 15 years ago, the plain English version. We wanted to reach as many Indigenous Australians with the Word of God as we possibly could. But the obstacle to that is the amount of Indigenous languages that there are. Literally, there are hundreds of Indigenous languages. But they all have one thing in common. They can speak English, a smattering of English. They just speak English in a different way that we do. So we've partnered with some retired Wycliffe translators who literally live in caravans in Northern Territories. We give them a chunk of text, and then they go out and they liaise with more than 125 Indigenous leaders. There's a lot of toing, froing backwards in between them, because translation work takes a long time, until what comes back is the most faithful, authentic rendering of God's word in the manner in which Indigenous Australians speak. And if I read out any passage from here, you'd hear the manner in which Indigenous people speak. And the unintended consequence is, even though our focus was just Indigenous people, the PEV is now available in more than 40 countries across the world. We can't work out how it got there.
Wow.
But I think someone knows.
Yeah.
And last month we had 60,000 downloads online, and most of those downloads were in Thailand and the Philippines.
Wow, wow.
10% in PNG.
Yeah.
So that's what we do.
That's incredible. And Chris has got a table out in the foyer with some resources. He'll be available afterwards to chat. But before we finish, Chris, we'd love to pray for you. Mark, I wonder whether you would come up and pray for Chris.
Lord, what I was hearing through Chris's story is your grace, your patience, your love, your forgiveness, your beauty, your wonder. And that you've planted in Chris that he understands you are a big God in a big world which you created. And it's such an adventure when we make ourselves available to you. It changes everything. Thank you for this man. I pray a blessing on him and his family. And may he be an encouragement through his work and the way he carries himself into thousands and thousands of Aussies and beyond in the decades in front of him. Amen.
Thanks,
Amen.
Mark.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to let Chris sit down, and we've just got one short little video for you, which is Chris has given us some of the work that they do amongst our Indigenous people. I think you'll enjoy this, and then we're going to worship a bit more.
The reason why I came back was to tell my own people about the Easter story. Now we're going to have a yarn about the Easter story, tell the Easter story to our elders that we have here, and also the young ones that are coming in, the youths and that. So ina nabi tusinanga, ina Easter story. Let's go to the first page. Bible was first introduced to Waghorn Island in 1871. So 1 to 2. Today we use the plain English version that is written in the English that we speak. A town called Bethany, and he was eating dinner at Simon's house.
When we come together, we actually make sure we tell stories to our youngsters why it is important for us to celebrate the story of Easter.
The Jewish people always had special ceremony every year called Passover. They ate flat damper at that time. So in Anabi Tusinangalpan even write him the way we understand, we speak English. So that's why all speak damper ya. Tanamoni was a sinamia. When is that?
Mamu ina ngalpol potaro nabinel glory and beauty.
Glory and beauty, ngalpon langu
Ngalpon langu sone sepomia apomani. This booklet is written in our English style where any Indigenous can understand. It's still English, but it's the way we speak it. And he said to them, go back to his followers and tell them, you mob have to go back to Galilee. Because of the way it's written, they now understand what the true meaning of Easter is, because it speaks in our English style.
Thousand generations falling down in worship will sing the song of ages to the Lamb. And all who've gone before us and all who will believe will sing the song of ages to the Lamb. 'Cause your name is the highest, your name is the greatest, your name stands above them all. All thrones and dominions, all powers and positions, your name stands above them all. And the angels cry, holy, you've been forgiven, if you've been redeemed, sing the song forever to the Lamb. Oh Lord, and if you walk in freedom, and if you bear His name, sing the song forever to the Lamb. Yes, Lord, we'll sing the song forever.
fades and all is stripped away, and I simply come, longing just to bring something that's a worth that will bless your heart. I'll bring you more than a song, for a song in itself is not what you have required. You search much deeper within, through the way things appear. I'm looking into your heart. I'm coming back to the heart of worship, and it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. I'm sorry, Lord, for the thing I made it, when it's all of endless worth. No one could express how much you deserve. Lord, we can't pour. All I have is yours. Every single breath we bring, Lord. I'll bring you more than a song, for a song in itself is not what you have required. You search much deeper within, through the way things appear. I'm looking into my heart. I'm coming back to the heart of worship. And it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. I'm sorry, Lord, for the thing I've made. And it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. I'm coming back to the heart of worship. And it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. I'm sorry, Lord, for the thing I made it. And it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus.
It's all about you, Jesus.
It's all about you. It's all about you.
It's all
All about you, Jesus. It's all about you. It's all about you.
It's all about you.
Sing it out. It's all about you.
It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. I'm getting back to the heart of worship when it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. I'm sorry, Lord, for the thing I made it. And it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus.
When I look back, I can see your hand all over my past. Even in the times I'd rather forget, I just can't believe you'd love me like that, love me like that. You never let go. Thought I was alone, now I know you were close. I can see it now, you were bringing me home. I just can't believe you'd love me like that, love me like that. Oh, every day gets better when I'm walking with you. Oh, you're my hope forever, what a beautiful view. I will give walking beside you. You never let